What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Feature Film Podcast. I'm Kyler.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Michael.
And this week we're talking about our own short films, Anxiety and Happy Place. So if you who are listening don't know, we have a YouTube channel called Relic Productions.
You sleep under a rock,
exactly.
I might add, but
Patrick Star. So we have a YouTube channel called Relic Productions, and we make short films from time to time. And we only have one on there right now. It's Anxiety, and we'll get to that in a minute. We're working on another one called Happy Place.
Make sure to tune into the Instagram because we actually have little clips of it.
Yeah, we have clips of both.
I'm
on
so
there.
excited. Basically, the difference between the two is that one was Kyler's baby and one was my baby. But
yes, and next Michael will have a baby.
Uh-oh.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't want any babies right now. So Happy Place was actually the one that I officially joined the group with. They had done Anxiety before me, joining the group at least. So
Yeah,
they have a little bit more insight for Anxiety than I do, and we all kind of have the same knowledge of Happy Place.
okay,
Yeah.
well, just to go along with the, which we actually have a BTS, the behind the scenes on YouTube. Highly recommend go checking that out. But let's just start off with Anxiety. It's our first ever video. I remember when me and Kyler wanted to do it. Shout out to Thomas.
Shout out to Thomas.
Freaking Thomas.
Oh man, I didn't shout out Jonathan in the other podcast.
Oh
no! We'll have to record that.
Yep.
So anyway, shout out to Thomas. He recorded all the behind the scenes of us doing it, but it's just a visual demonstration of Anxiety of what goes on through someone's mind, which is crazy. The storyboard and everything about it. In summary,
The storyboard.
It
It was a crappy storyboard.
I'm glad
well,
we
the
got
storyboard
video
itself.
so
Yeah.
that we can see this.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the video.
Hi, guys.
Visual.
Everyone
we
over
mainly
there.
do podcasts, so we never record video.
Vodcast. Anyway,
Anywho,
so
yeah, I was just gonna say
You
the whole
first.
storyline
Could be dangerous.
of. Anywho, the whole storyline of Anxiety. For those, spoiler, it's a 3-minute video. Get over it.
Get over it.
spoiler alert for the rest of the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna be
There's
talking about
just spoilers everywhere.
Yeah.
it.
In case you're really that concerned about our short films.
But I was just gonna say that. What was I gonna say? We can cut this part out, right?
Not of the video.
Can we not put it out? We can. We synced it if we want to.
Dude.
But we don't have to.
Oh yeah, the whole point of Anxiety was literally someone who just got a text from a miscellaneous person, and their heart starts racing. They start having a freaking panic attack. They're crying. They're
Not a
angry.
panic attack.
Not a panic
An
attack.
anxiety attack.
Anxiety attack. Yeah.
This is called Anxiety, not
I
panic.
know. Michael's baby? Question mark.
Yes.
And then in the end, it really comes out to that it was all inside his head the entire time. And I think that was one thing that Kyler wanted to do that I love the idea of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing, talking about the BTS and stuff, was literally, every time Kyler would come out with me with an edit, I feel like he would get so annoyed with me. Because literally, I'd be like, more! The Star Wars movie, more!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From episode 8.
What is it? So I kept telling him, I want more of the feeling. I want more. And, literally, and I asked him for the original, because I wanted the original clips, but you have, the silence, and then you have all the background noise. But I wanted heartbeats. I wanted whispers. I wanted, what is it called that we talked about earlier? The pitch that grows.
Oh, like a drone.
The drone. It's just and it just really, I want it to creep on your back, and you make that cringing looking face. You're like something bad is about to happen.
That was an ugly face.
It was an ugly face, but I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't even see the camera anyway, so we're fine. But Kyler just did such an amazing job of really betraying his, of really painting a picture in my head of what he wanted.
I do want to talk about how I came up with the idea.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if I talked about it in the BTS. So I was having an anxiety attack one day because that's something I've dealt with for a while. And, you know, when you're in an anxiety attack, all you can really think about is, like, stop being anxious. You know, like, just stop. You know, quit being anxious. You have nothing to be anxious about. Don't be anxious. But all of that's just making you focus more on your anxiety, right? And in the middle of this anxiety attack I was having, I had these 3 distinct pictures of someone angry and crying and then punching a wall. And that was just the visualization in my brain of what I actually wanted to do. It's how I felt. It's just what came to mind. And then in that moment where I had those images pop into my head, I stopped. And I was like, holy crap, that'd make a great video. And so I went and I wrote it down, and then my anxiety subsided.
You know, there was a famous painter a while back. I can't remember his name, but he had nightmares, and I want to say he drew his nightmares or painted his nightmares. But the way that he would be able to remember them, because, you know, you usually can't remember dreams and stuff like that, is he would hold a key, and he would, you know, he'd jerk or whatever, and that key would drop out of his hand, and that clinking noise on the ground would wake him up, and he'd immediately go in pain. So it's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. And man, it took a long time to get done.
Did it? I don't even remember.
Because we filmed it. When did we film it?
I don't even remember. I want to say it's like late
November or
summer.
something.
Like it was fallish.
Because
like
I was in
before
Houston
Happy Place.
Whenever
we started shooting for Happy Place around like January, maybe December.
Right, but that was after Anxiety came out.
Yeah, exactly. But if it took us a while to even produce.
Well, remember, I was in Houston during the summer. Oh, my cat just jumped up here. Hello.
Oh, and there's the other one.
Oh, it's a
I was in Houston during the summer, and that's when I had that idea, when I had the anxiety attack. And then, I mean, I had to come back. So it was either August or September before we shot anything.
I think it was hot. I remember it being
so
hot outside.
It was probably
September
August or September. Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a year.
Seriously?
Has to be.
Since we shot it.
Well, here,
no, that's what it was.
I can figure it out right now because we recorded the BTS on my phone.
Has it? It can't have been. Couldn't have been.
And I was going through some serious crap in life at that
The
time.
BTS on your phone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I went behind y'all.
No, you're thinking of Happy Place. We're because Thomas used his phone.
Oh, y'all talking about Anxiety?
We're talking about
anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Because we shot.
Okay, it was Anxiety.
Happy Place
was Anxiety
was
maybe
later.
but I was like Happy Place.
No.
I was.
Yeah.
I was on Happy Place. Y'all were on Anxiety. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, Anxiety was certainly a interesting piece to put together because all of the photography we shot, I mean, it was good in itself, but then you have to add in all the
November
effects
2nd,
that
2019.
That's
when we started shooting.
Wow. Okay.
November.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
And so, you know, once you start editing an anxiety attack together, you know, you have to add in all the sound effects of your heartbeat going up and the noises in your head happening, and man, that just took forever to get done. And couldn't find the right kind of music in there.
Well, there's a website called YouTube to MP3.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Which I think I got only the drone from that because I couldn't find one online.
Remember? Yeah, you sent me something from some random site that was a really good drone noise that. I mean, it was very suspenseful.
It was something,
and it worked.
And it worked so well. And like, so one thing that me and Kyler, when we first started Red Relic Productions, we actually took a trip down to Houston.
Yeah, we did.
I
forgot about that.
Really?
We talked about this on like the first or second episode.
I know.
We all need to take a trip somewhere.
I'm down.
I'm down.
Definitely.
Let me know when. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much.
Next week.
Frick you. I don't have time for that.
Okay, Kylie, just me and you.
Okay. Favorites part 3.
Oh my gosh. But we're taking a trip down to Houston, and me and Kyler were just talking about, I think this is how we even came up with Red Relic Productions. We started listening to podcasts on the way down there.
Well, I had the idea for Red Relic a while. I paid for the logo last summer when I was in Houston.
Paid for it.
Yeah, I had someone design it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And if you like my logo and you want a logo of your own, just let me know. I'll give you the guy's info. He's really great. I love the logo. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's good.
But I bought the logo last summer in June or July. But you came with me.
It's to get your wedding ring.
To get my engagement ring.
It was.
But that was probably
crazy. That was such a crazy.
That was in
day
October though.
It was
because
before we even started shooting. But literally, I remember it. I was going through some crap back then.
I remember.
And I was doing something. Like I was going for a long walk, which is actually where we shot Happy Place. Stay tuned for Happy Place. Good video coming out soon. But I was just taking a long bike ride, and I was so down.
Yeah.
Like down, like depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyler gives me a text. He's like, "Hey, I'm going to Houston tomorrow. You want to come?" And I was like, "Let me call my mom." And then there we are. And then we
listen to podcasts all the way down.
All the way down. What was it?
Shout out to
film?
Soundtrack Show.
And
Blockbuster Pod.
I remember y'all talking to me about
Blockbuster
he always
Pod.
shouts them out almost every
Season
pod.
2 is about to wrap up, and it's the story of James Cameron, and it's 10 episodes rather than 6. It's still one of the best podcasts I've ever heard.
It's good.
So, not the point.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Shout us out too.
That's when we really just
sponsors.
Took off.
No. Yeah.
Well, that's when we took off, and that's when
With
we
the
really
idea,
started.
yeah.
With the idea. And as that came on, Kyler comes back to me and he's like, "Hey, I have a video idea." One thing led to another. We released Anxiety, and as well as that, I think the birth of Anxiety when we finally go out, it basically gave birth to another video idea, because one thing that we talked about, I remember talking about, I was actually almost home, Kyler was dropping me off, and I was like, I want to go through human emotions, which we may continue doing. It was like something way back when, so we went through Anxiety, and that's where Happy Place comes in. It's like, it could be like a sequel. Almost.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. And,
it could be.
And that's just film theorist. Do your thing. But
they could be connected.
They could be. But basically, it's like, the reason why I went to where I went when we recorded Happy Place, during that time because I was depressed, is because that place is where I go calm my nerve. And you will hear in the video, we have the audio is so intense and it's so good if we can actually edit it in. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. I'm kidding.
Okay.
Shots fired.
A little salt there.
He's fired. No.
Okay.
We're kidding.
All right. But it's so, and that's what I hear when I go there. I just lay on the road and I listen. I listen to the birds chirp. I listen to the waves, the calmness of it, and I love that.
He lays on a road that doesn't have cars going over it.
Yeah,
just
let that be said.
Yeah.
That's what
it's closed off to the public, but it's technically legal. But
we will talk about that.
Cut. But Happy Place, I am looking forward to getting into the sound design. It's going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot.
But it's going to be fun.
It's going to get to it, though. That's one thing I love about some of these movies, and whenever I watch movies, I pay attention to the noise. Because that's, I think noises put you in a certain emotional state. And, or it can. That's why when it came to Anxiety, I was like, I need more. I need more whispers. I need more anxiety. The video was perfect.
You need to feel it.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I went for. The video was perfect. Carla's editing, my acting, everything was just perfect. We both told what we needed to tell in that, but this noise, it just wasn't enough. And that's one thing I strive for when it comes to making short films or anything. It's just the noise. It brings me there. It brings me there, and that's one thing I'm excited for. I can't wait till we get Happy Place off the ground.
Happy Place was interesting to shoot
It was cold. It was like nice in the daytime, and then it got really cold.
It did get really cold.
Oh,
I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember, whenever the sun went down, it got really cold.
Freak cold.
But I mean, it was nice enough to be out when it was up.
Yeah. I remember bringing my fishing poles to that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was just
You
fishing.
had a fishing break, didn't you?
Yeah, while we were recording,
running around,
and he was like, "All right, guys."
I think they were shooting a couple photos for
The skipping of the rocks.
that, and then you were standing on a rock with the sun behind you.
Oh yeah.
And then y'all were trying to figure that one out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go cast a couple times.
Yeah.
Didn't catch anything, but
Yeah, and I've gone fishing over there. It's really not the best, but yeah, it's incredible, and you will see what I saw in the video when it comes out. But my overall goal, was the opposite of anxiety. Rather than creep up, I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm striving for, but
Yeah, and one thing that was interesting about it was how we shot it. We shot anxiety pretty much in order of events.
Mm-hmm.
But Happy Place we shot out of order because we needed the sun to go down, but we were there. The sunset only takes a few minutes, but we need a certain kind of lighting for it to look nice.
Because
one
thing I really wanted to strive for, if I interrupt, but one thing I really wanted to strive for was like the rainbow in the sky.
Yeah.
Like not like a rainbow,
but like the varying colors.
The varying colors from like darkness to lightness, and that's the one thing that gets me every time I go there.
Yeah.
And I told Kyla, like, we need to do this.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant literally rainbow in the sky.
Yeah, that's
I understand what you're saying with like the clouds and the gradient of the sky. Yeah, I got you.
So whenever we shot it out of order, we actually shot like stuff in the woods and then stuff by the lake before we shot anything of the sunset.
And when it was time, it was like, it's go time, boys. Let's go.
It was such like a slow build, and then once you get to the end, we were sprinting to get everything finished because the sun was going down.
A golden hour does not last an hour.
No, unfortunately.
That got me.
But you recorded BTS footage.
I did BTS in the woods, and then
out on the grass area, right? Kind of the prairie-looking area.
I was doing a lot of the BTS just in general.
Yeah,
which we need to go back there.
But when I started the BTS was in the woods because I think that was the first thing we shot when we got out there was the woods.
Yep.
And then when we got out of the woods and we were going up that hill, I found that perfect spot for a picture where he was walking up the hill.
Oh, the money shot.
Yep.
This is my favorite shot in the entire thing.
I said, Kyler, pause. We have to take this photo right now.
My only regret when it came to recording this, I wish I wore an Ant-Man t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I had shaggy hair.
Yeah. Well, your hair looked fine. The Ant-Man t-shirt, once I realized it was an Ant-Man t-shirt, it was a little bit distracting. But I mean, it's also, I think, puts you in touch with the human side of it. Oh, like, it's just a dude.
Yeah.
But
something to look out for in the future, for sure.
Especially whenever we shoot, like more go like blank colors or something. Yeah. Whatever the color that we're trying to go with the film. But yeah.
But what did you learn anything from the BTS thing?
You kind of introduced an idea to me that I had already before, and it wasn't anything BTS. It was actually something that you showed me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I've seen that before. It just it didn't click. Was you were trying to do like a cutscene. So we were in the woods. And we would go behind a tree, and you were trying to figure out how you could feed that tree into the next scene. Like, you're coming from behind a tree, like you're filming behind a tree. And you pass
behind a tree.
And then it's opening up to a new scene.
Exactly.
And that one, that was, I've seen that before, and, I have that idea in my head. It's just not something that I thought to do with this. And it was actually it would be really good, especially, really slow motion. Like he's walking slow motion through the forest, and you're going slow motion with him with the camera panning and just going behind that tree, and new scene.
Well, and what's interesting about that I really wanted it to work for me to, like, there's Ethan on this side of the tree, and you pass behind a tree, and then he's on this side of the tree, but he's a lot closer. I really wanted that to work, but the stupid trees were so... the bark was such a light color, plus it was very knotty.
Oh,
like,
the texture?
Yeah, it was really...
like
I don't know.
gritty. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's probably the best way to say it.
Yeah.
So you can see really easily where the old tree stops and the new one starts whenever you're kind of cross dissolving.
Yeah.
And so that shot didn't end up working.
Yeah.
And so what we ended up doing was, instead of trying to mask a cut, rather we kind of matched motion with a different shot, where it's I think this is what we've done so far, is the tree is moving, like camera's moving past it. It looks like it's moving this way, and then it fades to like this one stalk of grass or like a reed or something moving in the same kind of pace and direction.
Yeah.
That way, you at least have some kind of continuity. It's not just this jarring cut.
Yeah, it's not snap.
Yeah. So it's definitely something worth trying again in the future. I did it once on a different video completely that's not related to this, where it worked really well. But the thing is, you have to get so close, you almost end up seeing a black screen for a split second, and then you come back out, and the shot's different.
Yeah.
Because a black screen can mask anything. But anyway, I'm excited for Happy Place. I found the music for it finally.
Finally.
That went through. Well, I think I did.
Oh, was
if
it?
You liked that last one.
No. I did. I thought you said it like it was like a new piece of information.
No.
Like,
no. I was just happy when I finally found it. So shout out to audio.com, audiio.com. They have some great music on there. Royalty-free site. Not sponsored. Anyway.
That's also one thing about Happy Place. I feel so bad. Because me and Kyle had two opposing ideas of what we wanted Happy Place to be.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. We did.
And it was my idea, so Kyler went along with my idea.
Yeah.
But I felt so bad because he kind of already edited the entire video.
Well, not the entire thing, but
like he was at a milestone point, I would say.
I had done a significant amount, but what's great is, so our differing opinions, you can actually, there's a clip, a very small clip, I think, on Instagram
of
and
me walking up the hill.
Yeah, and it has this very techno, quirky sound. And looking back, I agree it shouldn't have been that. But I thought the beginning of the piece really kind of matched the feeling of where we were going. And then we make it a little bit more upbeat rather than calm. And so you can go check that clip out on our Instagram page. But Ethan most definitely did not like it. It clashed with what he wanted, and so I deferred to him because it was your idea. And so the thing about editing it is, when you're editing a short film like this, you want to try
to time the music.
Time it with the music, especially if there's no dialogue. There's no reason to cut to someone's face if they're not saying anything necessarily. So if you have the music already set in, the music moves the movie,
Yeah.
And so once we finally found the right sound, the right song to go with it, it was a really easy fix, actually, because I didn't have to change that much. The piece itself actually lasted pretty much the length of the video.
And I don't remember how it goes.
It's more... it's orchestral, lyrical.
Well, and my go-to, this is one thing I really strive for with Tyler, was The Sound of Silence. That's what I was going for.
The song?
No.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
Is that a song?
That's the song.
Oh, really? Is that what it's called?
Right?
Is
The
it?
Sound of Silence?
Really?
Yes.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was just trying to say, like...
It was
I want...
It's a really depressing song.
Is it a real song, or
Yes.
is it like the one that we're using?
No,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So I think that's
Something.
originally sung by Simon and Garfunkel, and it
I
was
know the song.
adapted by Disturbed, which is a heavy metal band.
Anywho, we tend to do that here at Red Relic
Yeah,
Productions.
seriously.
Get off topic a lot.
It's mainly his fault.
Yeah, it really
Not
is.
really. I get on so many tangents.
What is it? But I wanted to focus on silence because I just really like. It brings me. That place brought me to my quote unquote happy place, and
Yeah.
it's good, and I love it, and I think what we did with it, what we're going to continue to do with it, it's going to just blow me out of the water even still.
Yeah.
You know, we just with everything going on with COVID, life, scheduling, work, our schedules are really conflicted, so we don't have time to keep editing. But hopefully, we'll have it out sometime soon. But
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
I'm excited too, man.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to what our next project's going to be.
I am
I don't
too.
even know what it is, but like,
We've thrown ideas up in the
I was
air.
just say we've thought about the whole life story thing, and that's not necessarily like your cat just
Oh,
climbed
my-
underneath
my
that. That's
cat.
awesome. I'm sorry. So yeah, we've thrown around the idea of like life stories, and not necessarily as a
not a podcast.
Yeah,
or no, sorry, not
As
a
a
short
video.
film.
not a short film, nor a podcast.
Well, they'd be kind of
It would
short
be a
films.
podcast with. It's more like an interview.
Yeah,
With,
it's more
but
like
we're gonna have. I think we.
gonna be-
should.
what do you
even call
It's gonna be a vodcast.
Vodcast.
There we go.
podcast? But
kind of.
Yeah.
we're
It's
we'll
gonna
probably
be
post an
more-
audio version on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I think
maybe, I don't know.
it's gonna be more less of like diving into film and stuff like that. It's gonna be more
Yeah, the
about
story
the
of
creators.
us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be about the creators,
I'm
and
so excited.
we're gonna
for
do
it.
our best to kind of tie in film and the
Why
feature
we're
film-
here.
Yeah, as much as we possibly can. I'm sure that I know my story will definitely deviate from that a little bit, but
But one of your bands, like we're gonna, like it's our lives, It's something I'm not ashamed of, but it's definitely, it's life.
yeah.
It's life. That's all I
I
can
think
say.
that I'm not trying to compare stories or anything like that. I don't want to say anything that's like, oh yeah, mine's worse than yours. No, it's just that I think that we talked about this before, and I think that mine's going to be a little bit more like dark, down in the dumps type stuff.
And I'm interested because I don't know Michael that well.
Yeah, it's a doozy. Let's put it that way. So whenever that comes out, just be prepared for some intense discussion.
And those creator chats, they're really just meant for y'all to get to know us.
Yeah. It's
And the reason why we do
what
Red
we
Relic
do.
Productions.
exactly.
So yeah,
That's one project we looked into.
Yeah,
but
and there were a couple others. Like there was the Roger Williams.
Oh yeah, Roger Williams
thing, the trailer idea that we thought about. We just haven't.
Who's the other guy?
The other guy.
He ran away from the church, all that good stuff.
I
That was
think
Roger Williams.
Oh, okay, then who am I thinking? I think we had a different one then.
What?
I thought we talked about a different guy at one point.
I don't know. There's the Roger Williams trailer idea, for kind of like a historical fiction deal. But then I had one that I'm actually gonna map this one out for y'all.
Okay.
That I'm super pumped about this idea, and I don't think I've shared it with y'all. It's this idea of working title, The Descent into Madness, something like that, where it's these three brothers who are all left. Their fathers died, so they have an inheritance.
Oh yeah, I think you did tell me about it. Keep going.
Now they gain a house, basically. Their father leaves them this old manor, and on each level of the manor, they start in the attic because they're sorting through some of their dad's old stuff, right? And that's just been packed away, and events keep happening on each level that forces them down to the next level of the house.
Literally descending. Yeah.
Literally descending.
Yeah.
And then at one point, one brother kills one brother, trying to take all of the inheritance away. He kicks one down into the basement, follows him down to finish the job, and then the brother that was previously killed is revealed to not be dead and kills the one trying to kill both of them, rescuing his fallen brother.
So I'm assuming that these 3 people are going to be us, right?
I have no clue.
I was like, I could be the one who
I hope it's us,
first
that
because
sounds
I'm
like
like
so
the
much
smallest.
fun.
I'm like the smallest one out of all of us.
I mean, if it were us, we'd be in all of it. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah, it would have to be
Yeah,
us.
like we would shoot.
Definitely, if we're doing this, it's got to be us.
Well, I mean, we could hire people. There's got to be a crew.
No,
We'll get into it.
That's
That's something to talk about another time.
Actors, the main people are us.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a
yeah,
different
well,
one.
that's
Anyway,
fine.
I would love to do that.
But that was basically Happy Place and Anxiety. So, feel free to
check those out. Check
those
Anxiety out, please. Like,
get some. Give
we would love for you to watch it.
Yeah.
And then subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Like
And-
it if that's something that you're into.
Oh my gosh! Why?
2020 style.
You can't
2020
say
style.
that on a YouTube video without it being trademarked. I like.
I don't know. Is that
Did he
trademarked?
trademark
I don't know.
think so.
I don't think he trademarked that. I mean, it's his
You're
trademark.
stealing
but
other people's
Hashtag
ideas.
Peter
Y'all are
McKinnon.
copycats.
We love you, Peter.
Oh my gosh! Y'all sound
Sponsor?
like
No.
you sound like a little girl at a Justin Bieber concert, being like, "I love you, Peter."
I don't care. I'm fine with that.
What's it?
I love
Is it
Peter. Epidemic Sound?
Epidemic Sound? Please.
Well, that's why we...
So anywho, go check us out on our Instagram, Facebook, all that's on our YouTube, and
And we'll see you in the next one.
roll credits. And like just overall, it was a short film. I think it was an interesting start off to say the least because it was literally like, hey, this is the first ever thing we're gonna do. Let's have
Bad word.
anxiety attack about it. No, I'm just kidding. Like like it's not really like thesis statements on papers to where it's supposed to like grab your attention and stuff.
I gotta pause real quick. What did you say?
Did you say
Bad word.
anxiety attack?
That's what I heard.
Because that's
too.
what I heard.
Yeah, I swear you said effing anxiety attack.
I don't cuss.
Ever. Okay, I'm glad we're on the
Because
same page.
I heard it, and I was like...
that's why I immediately looked at you. I'm like, he's just said that.
and I was thinking, oh crap, I gotta cut.
I know. Processing.
Did I actually
processing.
say that?
I don't know. You said freaking saying
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? From the beginning here, back for another
2 minute Tuesday.
Wait, no, it's the cage.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead
Okay.
and start us off.